they have this whole sense of pride for them. They're like, yeah, this is the girl I want. And there's a lot more like appreciation for her. There's this beautiful dance that starts to happen because they feel like they won you over, like they respect you more because you actually put them to work. You made them work for you, right? So when I'm dating three different guys, and normally it's like I go on one date with one guy a lot. And it's like, or, eventually I get maybe three at a time, but it doesn't really last too long because I start to see cracks either sooner than later. Also, I feel like I walk into dates nowadays, like I don't put on, like I might get like cute, but I'm going to tell them straight out the gate, like, you're going to get me, you're going to get the real me right out the gate because I'm not doing this. Like, for one, I'm 44 years old. For two, I'm like, I'm not trying to get married or have kids or anything like that anytime soon. I'm not in a rush. At the same time, like, life's too short as well. So I also don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to take you or keep you from finding the woman of your dreams that you deserve. So, and I want the man of my dreams that I deserve. So if by any way, shape, or form that you see something that's just not going to match for you in your life, please, I'm cool with that. You do you, I'll do me, and it's nothing personal anymore. It used to be personal. Well, you don't want to be with me? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you. It's more like you're just not in alignment with what I'm looking for, and I'm seeing that in these dates. If he doesn't open my doors, like I might I'll throw a guy a bone. I'll be like, I would love it if you open my doors. Or when they do open my doors, I will say thank you, and I will appreciate them for that. And I definitely want to like honor men for that too. And I will definitely like give all the guy I can. At the same time, when it comes to a point if I'm constantly coaching or that I have to re-coach them on things, I'm like, well, these are just not going to work for me, and types of things. Or even if I'm not coaching, it's just more of like mannerisms. They seem to get angry too quickly, or too easily. Then I'm like, that's kind of like, I'm not really okay. Like, I want a high caliber person. I want to be a high caliber person. And I want a high caliber person. So a high caliber person to me is somebody who's like, doesn't get angry very easily. They don't get affected by minor little details very easily. They don't. They have a lot of patience, and they have a lot of joy in their life, and they have a lot of appreciation for the little things, and they can appreciate a woman and respect a woman and want to open up her door for her. I don't want to beg you to open my door. If that's something you don't do, that's okay. That's just not you. So you're not the guy for me. So that's kind of like, does that kind of come together there? Like,
yeah, totally. I vibe with all of that. It's like, you're like my dating mirror. I do multiple date. It does work better for me. I'm already busy, but I like to talk to different men. And you know what? Actually, if you watch Dating After Divorce, that limited series I'm doing, I mentioned on there that I've probably since April, I've talked to over 100 men. And whether
mm-hmm.
we've made it to dates or what, but and just because I date multiply,
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of men at a time, usually three, sometimes more, not usually too much more than that, sometimes
Right.
less. But I find that if I'm only talking to one guy, I don't know, like the energy, I don't know. I think it feels better for me to talk to multiple people at a time. It's not that I'm just putting too much on the one person. I don't mind dating one person at a time, but in early
Mm-hmm. Right.
stages, I like it
Right.
to feel balanced. I don't like to put my energy
Yes.
too much in one direction. And I also find that if they think that I am only dating them, they don't act as well. They behave better when they know that. So,
Yes.
like what you said, the competition thing. I think men like competition. They got to know that they
Yeah.
got to fight for you a little bit.
Right.
They got to fight for you a little bit,
And
and
then
that's
once they get
fine.
you, and like you are
Yeah.
theirs and they're yours, there's this whole like absolute. You know that there's respect there, that they're not going to try and take advantage of you. That,
Hmm.
and you aren't so like driving them crazy because you know that they're there for you. Like there's a safety. Like um, once I know that I'm safe with the man, then I know that I can fully like let go and um, be more vulnerable, and know I'm safe to be able to be vulnerable, to give myself wholeheartedly for them. It's going to take time to learn that about the people. It takes time to get to know people. I know that today.
And I think I agree with you. I think for me, because I'm such a giving person, like I'm not especially cold as a woman. I actually cannot show up as my true self when I am dating men because I'm too warm. Like I'm
Mm,
too like loving and nurturing and giving and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So and when I'm initially dating them, I have to be much colder. So
Yeah.
really what happens is once they get to after a certain amount of dates and we're kind of like, okay, we're going to be exclusive. I like you like me. We're feeling this. We're going to see where it goes, right?
Right.
I will let go of the other ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll start to see me slowly like warm up and to
Absolutely.
get to
There
my
is a sense of like,
full warmth. Yeah.
right. Yeah. There is a
Because
sense
if
of like,
I did
you're
that
not
at
going
the
to get the full
beginning,
me. Yeah.
no, no. If I did that at the beginning, they would run because they'd be like,
Yeah.
this girl is too nice. Like,
Sure.
she's too sweet. She's too nice. She's too
Yeah.
giving. So I'm
Yep.
like, okay, well, that's fine. It took me some time to learn that. But,
Yeah.
I present much different than I am. Um, you have to earn that, is my point. You have to
Yes.
earn that
Yes.
part of me, like the warm
Yes.
center. you have to,
Right.
you have to earn it.
Absolutely.
And that's part of
Absolutely.
it too. So even if I'm really dating only, if say for example, if I dated only one guy at a time, he still would have to earn that. He just doesn't know
Yeah.
it.
Right.
But I think it's more fun for me, and I like to see how men operate. And let me tell you, it's like I did a study in men. It's like I have a
Mm.
PhD in men now because I've talked to so many men and like whether it was video dates or in person, you know,
Yeah.
I learned so much about, men in general and dating. It was like a
Yeah.
crash course. And it's been really fun. And I think I've done a lot, like I do a lot of different healing modalities, and I have done since all of my relationships. And after each one, I had a semi-serious relationship not long ago, and I started doing more breath work, right? I went to a Tony Robbins event, um, and I loved that. And so I think I do all these things to work on myself and use these techniques to help myself stay grounded, especially when I'm dating again. So
Mhm.
what are some of the things that you do?
So I do breath work. I do a form of breath work called somatorespiratory integration. It's written created by Dr. Donnie Epstein. He's a chiropractic. So this is, you can find that on Amazon.
Wow.
And it's definitely, I've done it so much with coaches that I'm able to do it on my own now, but it definitely is like quite confusing to try and go through the book by yourself if you've never seen that kind of work before. And like there's 12 stages of that breath work, and that is like I love this work. This is definitely, it lights me up. So like it starts with stage one, suffering. I'll just quickly tell you the names of the stages. It's too long to go into any other than that. But so stage one is suffering. Stage two is polarities and different rhythms. Stage three is stuck in a perspective. Stage four is reclaiming your power. Stage five is merging with the illusion. Stage six is preparation for resolution. Stage seven is the resolution. Stage eight is emptiness and connectedness. Nine is light behind form. 10 is ascent. And 11 is descent. And then 12 is community. So basically, there's discover, transform, awaken stages. And so the first three are your discovering stages, your next four are your awakening stages, and your last three, lost track of numbers, are your integration. And then it just kind of goes all the way around. And they're, as you learn them, you might learn them linearly, but then they don't have to stay that way. And I normally now, when I do my breath work, I lay down and I do my check-in process, that I find out where my area of ease is and where my area of dis-ease is. And then I work with those areas, and I kind of just allow my body to guide me what stage I'm in. So sometimes I'll automatically go to stage one. Sometimes I'll automatically go to stage 10. And it just kind of naturally flows, because it just like my body knows the stages, not me. Like it just wants to go into that stage. I need to work here today. Or maybe I need a little bit of awakening before I can do my discovery work. I need a little bit of energy. So as we work through this trauma work, or I work through this trauma work through this breath work, it helps me to like gain more energy for life, gain more power, more self-confidence, more belief. I'm less stressful. I don't take life so seriously. Stage 2, polarities and different rhythms. That one is like the one to use when you're beating up on yourself, when you're like, it has to be this way. Why is my life not working? Why, the doctors did me wrong, or they gave me a wrong diagnosis, or, it's this, that, the other, the victim, the blaming mentality. So whenever you're in that mentality, it's like a stage 2 is perfect for you, because you get to learn through stage 2. It's like now it's laughable. Like the old me would have been more like beating myself up for not just walking out the door when I wanted to. Yeah, I would let him convince me to stay. It's I would be beating myself up for even like admitting how I'd let him treat me. I would make myself wrong for allowing him to treat me those ways, and I would just be all in myself, this guilt, shame type of a feeling. But now it's like, because I've done this type of work, and that stage 2 helps me be like, ha! Yeah, it happened. And it's hilarious now. Like, and I'm grateful I went through that to be who I am today.
We do tend to beat ourselves up, or place blame and not take accountability. Like, and for example, like you were saying, I let him convince me to stay. That's you taking accountability and not just throwing the blame on him and saying, well, he did this stuff to me. We all play a part in that. And that was something I learned at the demise of my first marriage, is like, what was the part that I played in the demise of that marriage? Even my second marriage, which I didn't think that was going to end. And then something happened, and then it ended abruptly. And so even that, I thought, what was the behavior that I had that I have to own to cause that marriage, that relationship not to work, not to last? So I love that you can do this breath work to help you with that blame and with that energy of, this isn't working for me. What am I doing wrong? Do you have a technique that we can try